Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on my YouTube real estate channel, Tampa Neighborhoods and Suburbs. My name's Colleen. I'm with REMAX Action First, and today I have a fantastic guest here. We have Matt Mangini from Fairway Mortgage. Say hi, Matt.
Hey guys.
Hey, so you guys may have seen a previous video about Matt had introduced himself. We were talking about why now would be a good time to purchase a home. And we wanted to also put this video up too, because as the day of this recording, we have some funds left in the Hometown Heroes program. So that's what this video is going to be about today. And Matt here, you are, tell us just real quick here. You've been, tell us a little bit about Fairway Mortgage, just for a minute, 30
Yeah,
seconds.
absolutely. Fairway, we're a local lender here in Tampa. Our company's nationwide, largest non-publicly traded lender in the nation. So we have a really far reach. We have credit repair, different things that a large company, you would expect them to have just because of their reach, their far reach. But all our branches operate independently and of one another. So ours is made up of local Tampa guys and gals who know this market and live and breathe it, live in it, invest in it. We kind of know more than the average bear around here and hopefully can help you out.
Good. And as we have mentioned before, it's always important if you are buying in Florida, it's a really good idea to have your mortgage broker locally based because we know what's going on. Obviously, the agent knows what's going on, the mortgage broker, and myself and Matt, we have a good partnership because you want everybody to be kind of on the same page and have good communication skills. Once that contract goes underway, you want everything to go very smooth, but especially in today's market with the Florida, everything's just going on, just different crazy things that you want locals to be aware of when it comes to specific things with the mortgage. But let's get started here. The ever popular Hometown Heroes. It came and then it went away and it's back again for probably a limited time only. Matt, tell us, for those who may or may not know, tell us a little bit about the Hometown Heroes program.
Hometown Heroes is awesome. It's for first time buyers primarily. If you're a veteran or VA eligible, you don't need to be a first time buyer. However, it's something that the Florida government essentially put into place to spur housing growth and help affordability for first time buyers. Affordability is tough right now with rates being higher and rising home prices. So they're put this program into effect to ease the financial burden, if you will, of buying a home. It's statewide, so I've done it all the way up from Jacksonville down to South Florida. It just You need to be eligible for the program. There's different income requirements. As a cap is far and away the highest income cap of any assistance program. It's $128,000 and could even be a little bit higher depending on the county that you're buying in. Minimum credit score is 640. So, it makes it really attainable for first-time buyers with all different types of loans, FHA loans, conventional loans, USDA loans, VA loans. So they make it really easy to grab your hands on a piece of the pie. It really helps people out quite a bit. It's a
Okay.
phenomenal program.
Yeah. Now you mentioned for first-time home buyers. Now, just for those people who may not know, what is considered a first-time home buyer?
Great question. A lot of people think that, oh, hey, I owned a home 20 years ago. I'm not a first-time buyer. You actually are. If you haven't owned a home or been on the title of a home within 3 years in the state of Florida, you're considered a first-time buyer. So that goes for everything. There's a lot of other programs too, Colleen. People don't realize Hometown Heroes got a ton of buzz because it's 5% of the purchase price, which is a lot. However, we've been doing these programs for first-time buyers for years before Hometown Heroes was even a thing. And some of them are county by county, they have different programs and some of them are artificially lower rates. Some of them have a little bit more assistance or less assistance, but there is help out there for buyers who are struggling with affordability.
Now, let me clarify too, because when this program first came out, when was it? A couple years ago,
Yeah.
2021 or so, that it was only meant for certain professions, correct? But now they
Yes,
opened up to any profession. Is that right?
yes, yes. It was the first few months. I think it was July or June, if my memory serves me correct. It was for first responders, teachers, doctors, people in the medical care facility, and it was a little bit like it was a little lax, the professions that you could like. I think off the record, I think we had an acupuncturist that did it, and yeah, it's a doctor, but a little, they
Yeah,
qualify.
doctor.
They're in healthcare, right? They're in
Yeah.
healthcare, and they help a ton of people. So you did need certain requirements though to be, to be eligible. However, after that, it was probably a handful of months later, it was opened up to all first-time buyers. Everyone in the state of Florida is first-time buyer. However, you needed to have a Florida-based company as your employer. And that the definition of Florida-based company per Hometown Heroes is a location, a brick and mortar location in the state of Florida. So, perfect example yourself, Remax, not a Florida-based company, but you have a lot of branches that are operated here in Florida that would be eligible. So, you know, they opened it up and really helped with the affordability and the amount of people that were able to utilize the program.
And of course, the home that you're buying must be located in Florida
Of
too,
course.
of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Most
Okay.
important thing.
Yeah, right. But I do want to give a quick plug for another program specific for certain professions. Now, this program that I'm going to mention is completely unrelated to Hometown Heroes, but this is another current program called Homes for Heroes. And that is specifically for first responders, veterans, anybody in the military, teachers, healthcare workers, firefighters, and police officers. So if you want more information about that program, contact me. But just so you know, that is absolutely separate than the topic we're talking about today. But it is another way, another incentive, basically a gift back to you if you are a hero in your community. So let me know if you want more information about that. I'll probably have a link for that as well. Well, I won't have a link for that because I don't want to confuse anybody, Matt, but I
Yeah,
wanted to
fair
give
enough.
that program a really good plug verbally. But back to Hometown Heroes, which is just for mortgages. By the way, that program is buying or selling your home, Homes for Heroes, buying or selling. But obviously, Hometown Heroes is for your mortgage as a buyer. Now tell me, what is it? Is it it's a loan? Do they have to pay that back? How does that work, right?
Yes, absolutely. So, how it works, it's a non-interest bearing loan. So the great thing about it is it can almost act as a placeholder for your down payment and closing costs until you either refinance or you sell the home. And a lot of people have the idea of, hey, rates are coming down, equity is going to go up when rates come down. That's just how the housing market works. I'm gonna let my appreciating equity pay this off when I either refinance to drop my rate or I sell my home. It's going to be worth significantly more than it is now, based off of us being in Florida, such a great market for real estate, and based off of the economic facts of rates coming down, which will spur housing. So it's not like you're going to have to come out of your pocket and pay that back. You can pay it back through the equity in your home that you should be building over the next handful of years.
Yeah. And I think that's great. Anybody, I mean, how can you not like basically a loan, right? I mean, that's a huge chunk of money
Yeah.
given to you. Yes, you do have to pay it back later. However, it's interest free, basically, right? So that's great. Now I know you said something about the income. Something I know it says here something about 150% of the medium gross income in the area. Can you tell us a little bit more about that as far as
Yeah,
the income?
so it varies from county to county. In Hillsborough, Pasco, Pinellas, like us in the Bay Area, about $128,000 a year, is what it actually equates to. So different counties, if there's a higher area median income, meaning like, kind of for layman's terms, like average household income, they take a percentage of that. And in this case, it's, over 100% of that. They will cap you at that and say, okay, it is a needs-based program, right? So you can't make $500,000 a year and ask for, 5% of the purchase price, so it has to have some cutoff. But typically, prior to Hometown Heroes, these other programs were capped at about, mid $70,000 a year, $80,000 a year, $85,000 a year. So, with inflation and rising cost of everything, I mean, you could have a household that's making $100,000 a year that is stuck in no man's land because they have some kids, they have some expenses, and they're like, hey, I haven't been able to save as much as I'd want to, but I still want to buy a home. I still can afford to, on a monthly basis. So this program has really stepped into those shoes of saying, hey, I understand, that there's some first-time buyers that might not fit into this tiny box of, certain credit score, $70,000 a year, et cetera. And this has allowed, open the horizon to those buyers, really.
Great. And this is, I'm seeing here, is this for a 30-year mortgage only?
Yes,
Okay.
30-year fixed. And
Okay.
the thing is, in that regard, if you're taking their money, you're taking their rate too. They set the rate. And the good thing is it's typically below market, where your market rate would be, where par would be for a buyer. So, I think right now it's about 7.5 to 7.625 is where I believe it is. Most people who are, buying a home right now are maybe a smidge above that. So although you're taking their rate, you can't buy it down, you can't negotiate it. There's none of that. It's just, hey, if you're taking the money, you're taking the rate and terms. There are good rates and terms. They really are.
Okay. Yeah. So have you done quite a few of these over the last couple of years? Yeah.
Yes, quite a few. And it started with honestly a ton of teachers when it first came out because they have good income. They provide an outstanding service to our youth, but they don't make a ton of money, on a annual basis, and a lot of times they don't get paid during the summer, so it's hard for them to pack money away. And a lot of them have a 401k or a 403b or putting money away for retirement. It's tough to also save for a home. So this program, teachers were scooping it up left and right, and it was really awesome and heartwarming to see them live out that so-called American dream of buying a home. And at any stage in life, I had a teacher buy a home who was like 2 years from retiring, and she was like over the moon that she was able to finally afford it. And it was so heartwarming and was like the best loan that I ever did because of how it made me feel, honestly, selfishly.
That's great. Wow. That's awesome. So does this work on obviously single family homes, but also townhomes, condos?
Yep.
Okay.
The likes. Yeah. I mean,
Good.
you just have to make sure that the loan program works for it. Like FHA and condo don't really go together. So you would have to go the conventional program for Hometown Heroes instead of, FHA. So yeah, you can absolutely do it. Manufactured homes. I mean, you name it, you can do it. It's a lot of flexibility.
Okay. Great. And I believe I was reading something about 200, for instance, is there like a minimum amount as far as the mortgage goes, or like a cap on maybe how much they can actually receive?
It's 5% of the loan, with a minimum of 10,000. So
Okay.
if it's a smaller purchase price, they're not going to give you $2,000, just
Right.
making up numbers here, right?
Right.
They're going to give you
Mhm.
10,000 as the floor, and then
Mhm.
go up from there.
Good. And then you said up to how much again?
$35,000 is where they'll cap you.
That is
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's
So,
great.
wow. And that can go for closing costs and
Yeah,
everything.
it can be. I mean, I've had people also where they're getting concessions on the deal, right? The seller to chip in for closing costs. They're using Hometown Heroes, and they're like really not out of pocket much at all.
Wow,
Um,
they're really taking advantage of what
so
is available out there. So, I know a lot of buyers might be a little bit discouraged right now because the rates did go up, but keep in mind there's still some other ways that you can still take advantage of the 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 market right now and get yourself your home that you've been dreaming of and just put your foot into the water and get started. The best way to do it is just contact Matt, have a discussion with him, and he's got some different options too. But definitely Hometown Heroes. If you qualify, you got to take advantage of that. And seller concessions. If you have any questions on that, he can assist you. We can brainstorm with you what we would do, and that involves when you're working with your agent. If you do not have a knowledgeable buyer's agent, you can always contact me. But you want to make sure that your agent is working for you and looking at all the possibilities, which includes seller concessions when you are making that offer. Okay, so what else did we need to talk about? We talked about what the income limits. We talked about the credit score and anything else that we didn't cover with the Hometown Heroes.
Florida-based company, income, credit. I would always tell people, find out what you're approved for, find out what your purchasing power is. And it might increase using a program like this, right? Because now you have more money for down payment. Okay. So your loan is smaller and your monthly payment's a little bit less. It
Oh,
might
yeah.
help you get into a home, that you otherwise didn't think you could. So find out from a professional.
Yeah, I mean, 5% is huge. So that's a good point. And now, how much did the government put back into funding right now? Because we don't know how long this is going to last. So if you want to take advantage of this, I would highly recommend getting in contact with Matt in the next couple of weeks so he can tell you what's going on. How much did I mean, the first round, how long did that last?
The
Do you
first
know?
round lasted a while, but it was I think it was like 200 million. It was a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
This one is 36 million.
Okay.
So, not a ton, not a ton, but enough to kind of help those people that might have missed the boat the first time around for whatever reason. You know, get into a home and really be able to take advantage of that. So, but again, it's really important to work with a realtor who knows about these programs, right? I mean, and is able to connect you with a lender that knows the programs, because knowledge is power. I mean, especially in this market, you really, really need to be with someone and a team that works well in the market and knows the market. Now, kind of just a little teaser, if you will, of some other programs that are out there. Hillsborough County has one that's $25,000 flat, no matter what the purchase price is. Pinellas County has one that has a interest rate in mid sixes, which is well below where the market is. So again, it's not a one size fits all, but it might be the difference between owning a home and building equity and not really.
Yes. All right. Thank you. That great points there. Well, guys, there you have it. That is the lowdown with Hometown Heroes program available right here in Florida. So I'm grateful that they came up with this, and we hope that you can take advantage of it. We hope that you qualify, and contact myself, contact Matt if you want more information about this. And I'm going to probably have a link in the description for maybe another helpful video that could talk about different things. Oh, well, there is another video actually that is going to be in the links, and it's called Why You Should Buy Now, meaning here in November and December of 2023 versus buying in 2024. Okay, so there's some helpful information that we included in that video, but one of the reasons that you should buy now is because Hometown Heroes funds may run out soon. So take advantage of it while you can. And thanks for tuning in, everybody, to the channel. Like and subscribe. Definitely make some comments if you have questions for Matt. Matt's information is going to be in the notes there in the description. So just click on that and you'll be able to connect with Matt. So thank you so much, Matt. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me.
Okay, have a great day. Thanks, Matt. Bye-bye.